A Course in Miracles is a dense navy blue book. It is comprised of over 1,000 pages and is self-described as a course in mind training. It is a teaching device and aims at imparting experiential knowledge. It is comprised of three major components: the text, workbook, and manual for teachers. At 696 pages, the text is largely theoretical and sets forth the concepts on which the course's thought system is based. Its ideas contain the foundation for the workbook's lessons. The workbook is made up of 365 meditative lessons, one for each day. The practical application of course principles and workbook lessons is the cornerstone of mind training. Without it, the text's theology would remain an abstraction and would fall short of bringing about the thought reversal at which the course aims. The manual for teachers is written in Q&A form. It provides answers to some more likely questions a student might ask. The course uses Christian terms. However, it is not a religion or church. There is no central governing organization. Words like God, Holy Spirit, and Jesus serve as symbols. The word God is synonymous with love or source. The Holy Spirit represents inner guidance or intuition. The figure Jesus symbolizes an elder brother with greater experience and wisdom, much like Krishna or Buddha. The Course says that although Christian in statement, the Course deals with universal spiritual themes. It emphasizes that it is but one version of the universal curriculum. There are many others, this one differing from them only in form. The Course can be summed up in a few lines from its introduction. Nothing real can be threatened. Nothing unreal exists. Herein lies the peace of God. The Course makes a fundamental distinction between the real and the unreal, knowledge and perception. The Course teaches that only love is real. And although fear appears as its opposite, what is all-encompassing can have no opposite. Truth, by definition, is unalterable, eternal, and unambiguous. Perception, on the other hand, is learned, selected, unstable, and based on interpretations, not fact. It is illusory. Love and fear, two seemingly opposing thought systems that give rise to two different worlds, heaven and hell. Out of love's thought system, heaven is reflected in our experience. Heaven is seen as everything love values, and nothing else. Innocence and peace is reality, regardless of circumstance. Inspiration is the guiding compass for action. Self-identity is experienced as whole, complete, and eternal. Causeless joy, happiness, and unalterable boundless freedom is our natural state. The experience that is revealed from adapting a thought system of love is the understanding of where heaven is. Out of fear's thought system, a veil is cast over the present reality of heaven. The illusory world of perception gives rise to an ever-changing world of time and space, beginnings and endings. Here we self-identify with bodies, which are born into a world only to grow old and become disease-ridden and die. Hope for heaven is reserved for after death. In the meantime, life is filled with sacrifice, struggle, and limitations. Hate and anger is justified, and war is accepted as a necessary means to peace. This insane world is hell. The Course teaches that each thought and decision we make is for either heaven or hell, and brings us to the awareness of what we decided for. The Course teaches that God is love. He is eternal, definitionless, omnipotent, and all-powerful. And being children of God, we too share in the same attributes as our Creator. Eternal, definitionless, omnipotent, and all-powerful. We share in His same will to create. However, we've seemingly used this ability to entertain a mad idea that we've separated from God. This tiny mad idea is a dream of separation, a dream of death. The world of perception and the separate self-concept is born out of that wish to be separate. A Course in Miracles says, it bears no likeness to yourself at all. It is an idol made to take the place of your reality as the Son of God. This world of duality serves as a place to hide and forget our reality in heaven. Believing we left the safety of our home, we take on the responsibility of altering our lives. Thinking we did the impossible and separated from God, we carried the burden of unconscious guilt. In an attempt to suppress and defend against this guilt, we embark on worldly pursuits and the manipulation of circumstance. We forget our reality as children of God and seek for completion and happiness where it cannot be found. We look for it in money and surround ourselves with nice things like cars and homes. We look for it in experiences like food and exotic vacations, or in social status and career. Still desperate and longing for the wholeness, we try for happiness in special relationships and in the institution of marriage. But nothing in the world will ever satisfy the deep-seated longing to return home. Happiness remains just around the corner. And although we've perfected our ability to mask and protect and keep these feelings of incompletion hidden, we can't avoid the effects for which this insane thought system operates. The Course says that the world we see merely reflects our own internal frame of reference, the dominant ideas, wishes, and emotions in our minds. What seems like an outer world is but a projection of the thoughts that we hold true. Our thoughts of guilt are mirrored back to us in our experience. We perceive a world of blame, fear, and death. When we're caught in the world of perception, we are caught in a dream. So everything our senses show us is witness to the reality of that dream. Our reality, however, is love. And although the Course does not aim at teaching the meaning of love, for that is beyond what can be taught, it does aim at removing the blocks to the awareness of love's presence. The Course is a teaching device to spiritual awakening. It offers forgiveness as a tool. It says we must learn to forgive not because we're being good and charitable, but because what we are seeing is not true. We have distorted the world by our twisted defenses and are therefore seeing what is not there. As we learn to recognize our perceptual errors, we also learn to look past them or forgive. At the same time, we are forgiving ourselves, looking past our distorted self-concepts to the self that God created in us and as us. In other words, through the practice of forgiveness, we learn to shift perception from one of fear to love. This perception shift is a miracle. Through the practice of forgiveness, we exercise the mind's ability to break free from old pattern thinking that served to imprison itself to a world of searching, victimization, and suffering. Through miracles, we build conviction of our true identity as the Son of God. As the separate self-concept dissolves, we awaken to the reality of heaven.